Now, if you've ever been done with your inking and flipped it over horizontally, vertically, diagonally,
What did you say, dear?
Diagonally.
and gone, this sucks,
Balls deep.
fret not, my child, fret not, for I, St. John, has come to save you with a generic video on how to fix your line art. All I require from you is your like and subscription, not your soul, just your like and subscription. Thank you. First thing you need to be aware of when doing an Adonis or Aphrodite like line art is your brush and your brush settings. This is so simple yet so hard that so many people don't know it, but it's okay. It's okay. I am a saint today and I won't judge you. When I was starting digital art, I once made the mistake of using a hard round brush, which was a variation of the soft brush to ink, and it did not end well. He who shall not be named would win beauty pageants against that art piece, and I don't regret not knowing where it is. I've learned my lesson and I've changed. Now in ProCreate, I use their default pen, Studio Pen, and the technical pen sometimes, and in Clip Studio, the Real G pen. Other pens are great, but Real G pen is the real goat of all the pens. But basically, all their pens are great, and you should know this if you use Clip Studio Paint. Also, make sure to adjust your stabilizations to make it easier to control. The second thing you need to note is your sketching. Now your sketching has to be as fleshed out as possible, especially if you're kind of new to digital art or art in general, so that you can get the clear shape of your work and you don't end up with a messy line art. And most times this involves you doing a second sketch just to tidy things up. For me, most times I feel very confident and usually don't need to do a second sketch, but most times I do the second sketch just to feel assured. And if I'm not so certain about something when I'm laying down the inks, I go back and resketch. Another thing is line variation. You've got to add that thick to thin line. Thick lines when things are being portrayed closer to the viewer and or showing aggressive motion, and thinner lines when things are farther from us. It gives your work depth. The art style you're going for at the time also plays a role in the type of line art you use. An example is this work right here. I didn't go crazy on the line art because I knew what I wanted from the colors and that it would take the art to where I wanted it to go. I'm talking about colors changing the visual weighting of the entire piece. Also, I don't usually detail the hair in many cases, usually because I do the detailing in the coloring. If you take a look at areas like under the neck, the shadow of the boxing gloves, her thigh area, and even, the fighting gloves, I would have added blacks to these areas or really thick hatching lines, but that's not what I was going for. Just have it at the back of your mind that your art style or what you're going for would always influence your inking and your line art. It brings variety in width. Also, I don't just use one layer when I'm inking because I've kind of got commitment issues, and because usually there may be a part of a work that requires a certain level of detailing that I wouldn't want to affect the already established line work. So I work in that new layer, and anything that requires erasing or adjustments will have their individual layers, and at the end I can just merge them all together and make it seem like I did it all in one layer. Another reason why your lines look lackluster or look like a gut stroke is because you're making use of chicken scratches. Everything just ends up looking haggard. You do that because you're not confident and you're drawing with your wrist instead of your elbows or shoulders. You can use your wrist when you're like trying to draw a connecting line like the hair or a muscle or something, and you want to add little details. But when you are drawing the entire line art, it's usually advisable to use your shoulders and go for long, confident strokes. It takes a while to get used to, but you enjoy your work better. Art takes patience, so you should take your time and do something you are proud of, especially when you're starting out as an artist. Practice cannot be overemphasized. The more you practice the right way, the better you become. I can't stress this enough. This isn't anime and you don't have plot armor. You're not going to be better than the top artists you see at line art simply because you are angrier, more motivated, or the life of a loved one depends on it. Do your due diligence and put in the effort to get better and build your muscle memory, and you see yourself gradually, even though slowly, gradually improve your line art and your art in general. That's it for today, guys. This is the knowledge I apply whenever I'm tackling line art. At the end of the day, art can be subjective and you can do whatever works for you and still achieve great results. If you learned something new, please like, share and subscribe. Smash the notification bell so you know when I drop new content. And yeah, you can check out my other videos that will bring great value to you, if I do say so myself. Until next time, my people, peace.